Good morning. I'm trying to test something in Coschedule to see if I understand its functionality. So I want to create a social campaign. Coschedule is an editorial calendar scheduling tool, social media scheduling tool that connects to WordPress. It's sort of integrated into WordPress as a service and a plugin for any of you that haven't used it. And it enables me to schedule out articles that are in that I want to publish in WordPress through WordPress, as well as automatically queue those up for social media posts and multiple posts at that. So as you look here, I have a link that's been published, and then it as a highlight on it, the things that you see popping up, those are going to send out to social media. So I've got one that'll go out in a couple hours, and then tomorrow I've got some more 3 times a day that'll go out, and then there'll be more that go a week or so away, and then a month away, and so on, so that the content has a chance to show up in the stream more than once and have a little bit longer life, because not everybody will see something on a given day. Some articles are timely, and they are only good in the day or the week that they're published. Others are a little bit more evergreen. So I'm a little confused, though, by an aspect of the publishing scheduling routine. So I'm going to test it out. When I want to create a social campaign, or any campaign initially, I can come over here and hit the draft. I don't want to create a blog post this particular time. I want to create a social campaign. So this is something where something's going to go out to my social channels. So I'm going to click Social Campaign. And I'm going to title this campaign Tool. And one of the things that I've been challenged with is the time. So you'll notice that my desktop clock says 11:05 a.m. The time over here says 11:04 a.m. Maybe that was the time when I first hit that button. I'm not sure. This is where description will go. And then I want to create content. Now, by default, it's going to queue up some things that I can do, and it gives me a default to save as draft. So it recognizes that I may want to save my work, but I may not want to push things out to the internet right away. And if I don't want to save it as draft, I can save it as pending review or published. If I select publish, it then changes the wording to save as published. This confuses me a little bit, or has confused me in the past, because it doesn't say publish. This is a brand new thing. Nothing's gone out. If I want to publish it, I kind of feel like it should say publish instead of save as published. That sounds a little passive and past tense, and it confuses me, but I'm trying to understand as well. So I think it's saying save as published because this date up here is now 2 minutes in the past, even though I haven't done or created anything yet. And I'm just gonna, I'm just going to invite people to come read my personal blog. And as I type in a link, it's going to pull in the image that's associated with that link, and the title if there is one, and some description type stuff. And at that point, if I wanted to, I can come over and I can pick a template of different things. So I have a 3-month template for personal blog topics. When I have a personal blog article, I have a schedule that I want it to get tweeted out and at different times of the day and different things. And then tweet it again a second time, not a retweet, at different times in the future. I've got other social media locations I want it to show up. In this case, I'm just testing, so I'm just going to create a quick one-time sort of thing. I come in and make this a link post. there. I'm going to go with best time. Best time's default. And I'll throw it into requeue so that that's a service where after this Twitter message is published, Coschedule will requeue it and fill in some gaps in my schedule if I want without doing it too often. That way I don't have to schedule it too often in the future. So I'm going to add that message. And I could add additionally more of those if I wanted to, but I use that requeue option, so it's going to repeat every now and then. So I want to save, and this is, like I said, this is where I get confused. If I change this, let's say I change it to 11:08, just out of curiosity. Still says save as published. If I change it to 11:09, save as scheduled, now it changes, so it's a minute in the future. I'm going to go ahead and run with that. And we shall see. It's as I mentioned, it's something that confuses me just a little bit. If I come over to my Twitter account, I should expect that to show up at some point shortly. So if I go to my tweets, my pinned tweet, there's something that I shared a little while ago. Let's refresh this. It was scheduled, although it was also, it was my mistake. Come in here. I forgot that it was set to go at best time, which will be in about 6 hours. So this thing is now published, but this campaign is published, but this specific tweet is set to go at best time. So if I wanted to change that to something more immediate, I'd come into best time and go with right now and hit save. And let's try this future thing again. So it's now 11:10. Let's go with 11:11. Save as scheduled. I'm kind of curious as to what happens with scheduled, or what's the difference, if there is even a difference with save as published when it's the current time, like save as published for 11:10 when it's 11:10 versus save as scheduled for 11:11 when it's 11:10. So the time just clicked forward a little bit, and we now see that tweet went out. So I think I'm starting to better understand this. Maybe this helps some other people, maybe not. If you're interested more in Coschedule, I have a much more in-depth article on it myself at softdoit.com. Share that and put it into the description as well. You can. I've got a couple articles actually. You can just come in and search out Coschedule and take a look at my discovery of the system as it first came out. There's some video, there's some review, there's a lot of examples and things like that. It's a system that's evolving and changing, so I'm about due for an article update already as they iterate through things, and that's kind of partly what I'm trying to understand here, some of the recent iterations, what that means for me and how I can better use it. All of a sudden my internet's been giving me problems this last week or so. So I will leave it there and wish everybody the best.